Hey, there you are. Kathy Beatty here with Divorce Support Anonymous. It's Friday night for Friday Night Live, and I want to come into your living room, computer screen, office, wherever you might be, just to give you some words of hope, some words of encouragement, words of advice. Very important, practical topic tonight that I want to cover for all of you who are in the middle of divorce or you are going through divorce and you are well aware of how incredibly expensive legal costs are for going through divorce. So I want to just give you some encouragement here, some resources, some help. So I realize as you're going through the divorce that you're in a trauma and your brain is not functioning at 100% capacity. This is true brain science. Your frontal cortex actually shuts down and you are operating in fight and flight if you are in a crisis or trauma of divorce. So you can't think clearly. And then you have to make these huge, major decisions that are going to affect you for a very long time, if not the rest of your life. Money can be replaced. However, I have seen too many people devastated financially from divorce. And I do know that there are ways to help yourself in the legal area. Now, I realize you may not have legal experience. Very few of you do. If you do, it's probably not in a divorce, even though some of you are going through your second divorce. I get that. But as you're going through this divorce, there needs to be some means of help for you. And depending on your knowledge level of this, as I said, very few people have the background and the knowledge of divorce. You don't know where to turn. You don't know where to turn. So I've heard way too many stories that really make me sad about legal costs and people being financially just devastated going through divorce. I had one person in my group said 129,000 and we're not done yet. And it broke my heart because not only is the family being destroyed and the marriage being destroyed, now we're destroying each other financially. There has to be a better way. And that's exactly why I got into mediation and totally believe in it. Now, let me make just a few statements here, disclaimers, if you will. I respect attorneys, and they are a very important part of divorce most of the time. Most of the time. So I'm not here to speak against attorneys or to say that they are not incredibly valuable. However, I also know that they are master marketers. And when you come in unknown to their office and they give you information and they tell you what you need to do, and they seem so confident and so strong, you follow them. And some of you went against my advice in following them. There are better ways in which you can do this. You don't have to have legal expertise. And there are safeguards when you do a lot of this yourself, but you can do a lot of this yourself. So let me just do a plug right here and right now for this workbook. There we go. Seeing Your Attorney for the First Time. It is a free download available upon request that gets you ready to see your attorney for the first time. Incredibly valuable. It has saved people thousands of dollars. Why? Because they are prepared. When they go into the attorney's office, they say, here's all my documents. Here's what I'm after. Here's what I want. Let's get to work. Instead of someone I just heard of this week gave an attorney $5,000 retainer. Retainer is that deposit that you give to an attorney to start the process of divorce. $5,000. Now, to some of you, $5,000 is nothing. To me and many of the people that I work with, $5,000 is a lot. And you know what was done, what was used up of that retainer, of the $5,000? They went through the discovery period. What's a discovery period? That's when attorneys exchange information and documents and talk with you about the documents that you need to get together. This workbook gives you the opportunity to do all that work yourself. It is a very easy guide because I realize you are in a trauma brain. You're not thinking clearly. And also, you don't have the knowledge, the legal knowledge. So you don't know where to start. This workbook is going to help you. Now, you may wonder, what is my motive here? Why am I pushing this book so much? Because I don't want to see you financially devastated. This workbook is a free download. Yes, I do some divorce coaching and I charge for that. Yes, I do mediations and I charge for that. But I also give an hour consult for people to help them get their bearings going through divorce. I am passionate about, and let me just tell you what my motto is here. Hold on, I'm really challenged today with technology, it seems. This is my statement. My work is to guide people through the trauma of divorce with the least amount of damage emotionally, financially, spiritually, physically. I want the least amount of damage. Divorce is hard. It's painful. It's awful. I don't want you to have any more pain or expense than necessary. So that's why this book is a free download. I have other resources which you can purchase, books and workbooks that are very minimally cost. Why? Because you're going through enough. And I don't want to be one more hand that reaches out for your money. I want you to genuinely get the help that you need. It is so very important. So I've told you that I respect attorneys. I absolutely do. And I have known some wonderful ones, quite honestly. And I worked with some wonderful ones who have integrity, who are honest, who are doing their job fairly. But I've also worked with those who, when they know that you have money, they are going to find every reason in the book to continue to require their services for you. Breaks my heart. In every industry, there are people who are not in it for the right reasons or have very greedy motives. So knowledge is power always. And this workbook is going to give you the knowledge that you need to get started. I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to give you legal advice. I don't do that. That would be foolish of me. But I can give you questions to ask attorneys. I can get you prepared to go see your attorney. Let's do that because knowledge is power. And again, some attorneys are master marketers. And let me tell you this. Let me find okay. Failure to communicate is the number one problem and complaint of attorneys. The second is followed by promising results that they cannot or do not get for you. So understand this. Of course, you wouldn't know this. You've never been here before. I just want to be the voice in the wilderness saying to you, proceed with caution. You are an emotional wreck. You have never made this. Plus, probably you're angry because things have happened in the divorce. So why do you want to use that energy to make these profoundly important decisions? Another thing is ask your divorce coach instead of your attorney. Your attorney is $350 to $450 an hour. Your divorce coach is less than, I know a few of them, mine is much less than $100, but they're less than $100 and they can give you the same information. So ask your divorce coach instead of your attorney. Again, attorneys are there for very good reasons, but use them sparingly. So what I do in mediation, when I have a case that I mediate, And this is not, I cannot mediate someone I've divorce coached. Those are separate. A mediator is a neutral party. So if I have two parties that I don't know come together, I'm the neutral party and I conduct the mediation. Now, we come up with an agreement, which is a legal document. This legal document I am going to require, well, not require, you can do it if you want to, but I'm going to ask, recommend highly, advise that you do not sign it, that you take this document, this agreement, to an attorney's office and say, attorney, read through this and tell me what's right, what's wrong here. Where am I vulnerable? What are the landmines that I'm not seeing? That is where an attorney is incredibly valuable to you. So that's how we do it in mediation when I'm the mediator and several other mediators. You can mediate without attorneys. Sometimes it's more productive without attorneys, quite frankly. You can come to this agreement. This agreement is a legal document that the courts recognize. It is binding, legally binding. That's why I say, don't sign it. We'll come to this agreement. Now you take it, we print it off, you carry it out, you go to your attorney, this other spouse goes to their attorney, you review it, you come back together and say, yep, my attorney said this is legally sound. I'm not vulnerable here. I made the right decisions. Now let's sign it. And then we can put it into a judgment of divorce, or an attorney can put it into a judgment of divorce, take it to the court, and you are divorced. Instead of all of the money that you have spent on legal fees. And, I told a couple just about a month or so ago, I would rather see you take $50,000 and put it in your children's 529 college account than to have it spent on attorneys and have it spent on you just fighting each other. The only one who wins is the attorneys. You don't. The kids don't. I want the fighting to stop. I want there to be an amicable and economical resolution to your divorce. A couple of amazing scriptures. The book of Proverbs, if you've never read it and you want wisdom, go to the book of Proverbs. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to get insight rather than silver. The scriptures value wisdom and insight higher than money, than gold and silver. Something else. The one who gets wisdom loves life. The one who cherishes understanding will soon prosper. When you understand that there are better ways in which you can go through your divorce, you will prosper. You will save thousands of dollars. That is not a hyperbole. That is not an exaggeration. It is absolutely the truth. Where there is strife, there is pride, but wisdom is found in those who take advice. Yeah, there's lots of strife in divorce. There's lots of pride in divorce too. But wisdom is found in those who take advice, and you are going to get a ton of advice. The question is, who do you take the advice from? That's a very important question. I hope you find someone who is trustworthy. I hope you will check out this workbook. Send me your email through this social media platform. I will send you this download. You print it. I save costs. I can make it free for you. It's a workbook you can work through. I hope, in fact, I know that if you're really listening to me, that this is of great help to you. I know how painful divorce is. I know how bewildering it is in all of the major decisions that you must make. Proceed with caution, proceed with wisdom, proceed using this workbook, and don't believe all of the master marketer attorneys that you are going to meet in this process. Pray for wisdom, for great wisdom, to make the choices that are going to benefit you and get you through this divorce with the least amount of damage. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, walking with you every step of the way through the trauma of divorce. Good evening.